Turn background light 1 red. Turn background light 2 yellow. Well, those don't look very good together. Ugh. Ugh. Turn background light 2 blue. Lighting. When it's smart, it's cool. Not gonna lie. What's up, guys? My name is Paul, and I run a channel here that inspires other creators that your future is whatever you make it. And I do that through gear reviews, vlogs, and tutorials. And today we're going over yet another gear review that, oh man, I've been kind of delaying this, and I finally set up my new desk. If you haven't seen that video, it's the last video I posted. You can check it out in the corner or whatever. I'll post it up there. But this is a great little setup. I am not gonna lie, like this just, it looks so good. And there are some pluses and minuses to this Tarion TL10, which is what I used before these lights. Spoiler alert, I'm sticking with these lights. They look good enough for me. Not to spoil too much, if you really just wanted to know my quick thoughts, these lights are not as bright or punchy as Tarion TL10s or other lights that you could get. But as you can see here, they're lighting my background right now, and I think they look great. They're not too in your face, and you can dim them, and you can do all that stuff, and most of all, you can control them with your smart device, which is really awesome. And it just, you know, yeah, there's an app for it. You don't have to like spin little knobs like I was with my other lights. I still use those other lights, don't get me wrong, but today we're gonna be doing a shootout between these two, and like I said, the Novostella is winning. It's just gonna win. I don't want to tell you that. I want to show you what the difference is. So right now, like I said, you see the Novostella floodlights. These lights, they come in a 2-pack. The ones I got, I think you can buy them separately, but this particular one I got in a 2-pack. These are 20-watt LED floodlights. They're meant for outdoor usage and kind of accenting your home, but I found that they kind of work for this pretty well. Just specs, I'm not usually a spec king, but they are 20 watts. They are IP66, so you can, you know, leave them outside in the elements and in the rain. And they have a color temperature of 2700 Kelvin to 6500 Kelvin, and they are also RGB. One thing I do love about them is you can connect them to your smart assistant, and you do that by downloading the Smart Life app. And for the first time when you plug them, these lights in, they'll flash really bright. You will go through the app, set them up, connect them to the Wi-Fi, name them, and it's really easy, really intuitive. And then once you get in the app, you can kind of turn them on, turn them off, change the color through a color wheel. Or if you have your smart assistant, like I have Amazon products, and I just go into the Amazon app, enable the Smart Life skill, and it will automatically add these lights and recognize them, and you can, you know, yell off to your smart assistant, turn the colors green, blue, yellow, orange. Just gotta talk kind of, you know, normally fast, and you gotta, you know, talk clearly, which I have a hard time with a lot of the time. They look great. As you can see, they're punchy enough. They are bright enough for this background. I have my camera set at 100 ISO. This setup is pretty awesome, and there's a plus and minuses that you have to give and take with these lights. The first plus and minus is, you know, there's no battery with these. You can't battery power them, but the minus with the Tarions is you can only use battery power with those unless you were to get like a, you know, a Sony NPF to AC. Like I believe they do make those little adapters that you could snap it on and it plugs into the wall, but that's another accessory you have to buy. And I guess at least you could do it that way if you wanted to, but with these lights, there's not really a way to battery operate them unless you were to get like a external AC battery backup unit, which I guess you could do. The other downside is the cable is not really that long, so you would need to get like some sort of an extension cable unless your lights are really close. Right, currently I'm not actually using an extension cable, but just for it to look clean and tidy, I am going to get me an extension cable with like, you know, 2 little plugs on it, and then I'm gonna plug them both into the same cable and just have one cable going to the wall, make it a little bit nicer and cleaner, and don't have to worry about the cable kind of being pulled a long way against the wall. The light is not as bright as the Tarion TL10, which we will find out here in a little bit, but you can control the dimness of this. So like if it's too bright, like I think the Tarion TL10 is just a little bit too bright, but there's nothing I can do about it because you can't control the brightness on the RGB side. You can only control the brightness on the white side. You can't really control how bright it is. If it's too punchy for you or too bright, the only thing you can do is try to diffuse it a little bit or pull it further away from the source. Where these, you can dim them all the way down to 0 if you wanted to. So let's pull open the app and I will demonstrate that. So this is a 100% brightness, and we'll take it down to 1% for each of these lights. See, 1% you can't even tell they're on. Let's just go to 50% brightness. So this is at 50% brightness for both lights. Still not, super punchy, but you can still see that the light is there and it works. So you can dim these things down, and you'll get a, like a more controlled light, I guess you could say. So that's the positive side to these lights. Yeah, you can't, they're not as bright as the TL10s, but I think the positive side of this whole thing is that you can actually dim them, which is pretty nice. I don't think I'll ever really use that because I want them as bright as they are here, but you have that option. You have options. So let's switch over to the TL10 and let's see the difference between these lights. Alright, so these are my Tarion TL10s, and you can kind of see this in this light here that they are brighter, mainly if you look at the kind of protruding, how the colors protrude into each other. Because they are so bright, the green is kind of shifting more into the blue area, more so than it was with the other light, with the Novostella. This could be a positive and negative. I mean, the only way to deflect this would just to be push this light over further. I literally put these lights in the exact same position that the Novostellas were at. So just to give you kind of an idea, yeah, it's putting out more light, and they're at the same distance. And if I were to move it over a little bit out of the way, it would probably even be brighter. The lights are putting out a good decent amount of output, but is it by a whole ton? In person it looks like a lot more light, but when I look at the camera you can kind of tell. It definitely spreads more, so like it looks like the full wall is covered in color. Whereas the Novostellas are kind of reduced a little bit. I'll try to put those images kind of side by side so you can see that. These lights are awesome. Like, I'm not trying to say that they're worse or anything like that. These lights are made for video, where the Novostellas aren't, but I found that the Novostellas were good enough for what I wanted for this room. I really wanted something that didn't have to worry about batteries, and the Novostella makes a great product. Sure, would I have liked them a little bit brighter? Yeah, I think I would have liked them to be a little bit brighter because you can control the dimness with the Novostella like you can't with these. So I do like the look of the Novostella, I think, a little bit better now that I'm seeing these two, just for the fact that it's not as in-your-face bright. It's kind of nice to have that dimmed down look where you put most of the focus on me as a subject and not so much like this bright background light, and it kind of just adds to ambience. So I do like the Novostella, and unfortunately I can't even really dim these. Like I said, I can't dim these lights down any lower than they currently are. Like I said, the nice thing about these lights is they do run off batteries. These lights are even brighter than the YN360, so if you were considering getting the YN360, I always suggest people to get these lights. These lights are cheaper, and they put more output out than the YN360. So if you're looking at the YN360 just for the fact of RGB, this light is a smaller form factor. It's not like a big stick. They're little boxes, and I think they're better than the YN360. I would get more use out of them, but I do like that the YN360 has an app. So I just want to throw that YN360. I'm not really comparing those two, but I do have that light as well. I did want to throw that out there, that these are still brighter, if you have not seen my other video, I'll link it up here, than the YN360s. This Novostella, I've been very happy with the way they look. compared to these lights. Like I said, they're not distracting in any way, so I think they're a little bit dimmer, which works better for this space. So if you're looking for some just background lights to make your stuff pop, they work. They are actually cheaper to get 2 of them than these Tarion lights. These Tarion lights run about 50 bucks each. If you can find a deal on them, that's how much I bought these for when I got them. I'll put links down in the description below to where I got them on Amazon. These Novostella, you can get these things for like, I think they're retail for like $69 or $79 for the pack of 2. They run periodic sales that you can get. So, you know, pick up a pack of 2 if you want just to have some lights so that you can hide behind some pillows on a couch or something. You just want your background to pop, or, you know, if you can even mount them. They have like little mounting brackets, which is pretty cool. So you could almost like mount it to a wall if your significant other is okay with that. Mine would not let me mount it to a wall. No, I would love to mount it to like the ceiling, just so it's always there, but that's she's not. So I have mine on light stands. Yeah, you can just screw them on. I use a little screw just to tighten on top of the light stand, and it fits through a quarter 20 perfectly fine. And I just, you know, tighten up a screw on top of that, and boom, you got yourself a little, you know, light on a light stand RGB to light up your background, so your background can look as cool as mine. Novostella, you have made a fantastic product yet again. Their light bulbs are awesome. I think they're right up there with the LifeX bulbs, so you really can't go wrong with the Novostella brand. Once again, I'm a little partial. I know they're an awesome brand. I love working with them. They've been so nice to me as a creator to work with that brand. Their customer service is just right there. I mean, I really can't say enough good things about Novostella. Novostella, thank you so much for making another great product. And it works for filmmakers. People are like, why are you putting smart bulbs on here? Are you turning into a tech channel? Kind of, I'm a techie. No, all these things are just to help you improve your video lighting atmosphere, to give you better looks, to help you find different ways to make your setting look more creative. People will comment to me all the time, man, I love those colors you have in the background. How do you do all that stuff? Well, this video is one of the products that you can get. There's 2 products in this video that you can get, but you know, if you want to plug in and have a nice AI connectivity, go for the Novostella. Links will be all down in the description below. You can see all that stuff. I hope you like this video comparison, this mix-up here of 2 lights that I have referred to you all in the past, and of course I had to pit them against each other to see what would be better. So stay tuned for more videos. I got more things to describe this studio space. Thank you so much for sending me out the products to review Novostella. You are an awesome brand. And thank you all for watching, especially if you're still watching right now. Feel free to subscribe, like, do all the fun YouTube-y things, and I will see you in the future.